Dang, look at that diff cover. What's up, dude? Come cruising in? Wherever you were for the past 3 days? What you got going, man? We're looking for some snacks, dude. Sorry if it's a little loud, guys, but we're just pretty much just using 2 U-hooks here with not sure what the thread pitch on these, but they're 2 Nylocks that we purchased on the side of these. Alright, that works out. Purchased separately from these so they can screw onto the ends, which actually give us a nut on this side so we can actually pinch the metal in between instead of having the hook right up against the pole and having it snug against the pole or as tight as you want to get it. So we're gonna get these holes drilled. As you can tell, I just used it's a small kind of a pick punch. It's kind of soft, but I hit it kind of soft. You guys can tell I was using a body hammer. Didn't hit it too hard. Just want to get just a little bit of a dimple, a little bit of a base to help my drill bit stay in center. So I'm going to use a Sharpie to mark around. This bed liner's old. I do want to redo the bed liner at some point. So now I'm just kind of marking it up and doing what I want. because it doesn't really matter. Alright guys, so we're going to step it up 3 times. I'm going to start with a small drill bit. This guy's actually it's number 31. Not sure what number 31 equates to in the standard scale. We're going to go from number 31 to a 15/64, and then a 5/16 drill bit. That's going to be too close. We're going to have to bring the holes over a little bit. It's too close to the inner shelf here. I'm sorry, the inner seam. There's a seam here on the inside. And if I drilled the hole there, there's barely enough room to get my finger in between this hole and that little seam. So if we drilled the hole there and we went we went full size, we go try to put this nut in, there wouldn't be room for the nut. Because at that point, actually on the inside, it's about here. At that point, we wouldn't have room for this guy. So, we're just going to walk them out to the right a little bit. I'm sorry, they'll be to your guys' left. And we're just going to eyeball it. Oh, that's a forward. Look at that. Didn't even need a center punch. Should probably do this. Make sure my space is right before I snowman a couple of holes here. Wouldn't really matter, but you know, I want to get a nice snug fit. I was watching a video. It was Brian's Mobile 1. I actually like that dude. He's funny. He's very intelligent. He was talking about bow lube, and it's a Boeing product. It's a cutting lubricant for drilling holes. He's like, yeah, I like to use this stuff because it really helps your Harbor Freight drill bits just not burn up on the first shot. And I was dying. I was liking that a lot. So he's using this stuff and he's drilling a hole. It's a small hole. It's probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch. Actually, don't quote me on that. Whatever size hole you would use for a zerk fitting. So he wanted to put a zerk fitting in a yoke in between 2 drive shaft halves, and he's drilling through it. And he's talking about the bow loop as he's drilling through it, and he's just drilling and drilling. He's like, honestly, guys, he's like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. He said, I forgot to pull the drive shafts apart before I started drilling this. And he's like, yep, I actually drilled into the other shaft. He's like, I almost drilled straight through it. He's like, well, bow lube. And I was dying, man. But yeah, bow lube works great. If you guys can get a hold of that stuff, it's definitely worth the money. If you're doing at-home projects or just drilling holes, period. Yeah, I'm walking a little bit. Because honestly, it's not like at work or at some companies, we can't just go and take our drill bits and have them resharpened. Actually, we can. It just, costs money. And to keep the money down, just, use lubricants. Sorry about the sound, guys, if it's a little loud, if the tool's clanging on the tailgate. Or if the drill's a little loud, and I do apologize. I didn't really factor that in with the external mic here. Alright. Just a quick measurement before I just eyeball these holes. So just want to see how far away I am. From the top to the bottom. So it looks like this line might not even be straight. But we're going to go ahead and mark it anyways. Just to make sure we get these holes semi-accurate. We don't want this flagpole sitting like super crooked here. That would suck. Got a little bit of walkage in that one, but I was able to pull it back over. Alright, got our new locations, and we're going to start working our way up to full size. Looks like there's still a ring around the sun. It's pretty crazy. The weather's beautiful today. A little windy, but it's always windy. Alright. We're good. And as you guys can see, I'm not using bow lube. If I had some on me, I guess I would use it. This stuff does work. But this is just 18 gauge seal. It's actually 18 or 20. Just real thin stuff, so I just popped through it real quick. So what we're gonna do is just give this guy a quick wipe, get these chips out of here, and then beat on the inside and get these hooks mounted. Sorry guys. It's not too cool. Just take the swivel head off, kind of solves that. There's a lot of swing room for the bottom one here. But for the top one, there's not, and especially this inside bolt here. You're kind of like, you're trying to get that nut on like this, so I'm curious to see how it's going to be with the ratchet. It's going to be fun. I got some big hands, so it's hard to get them in these holes. Actually, the bottom one's not that bad, but the top one's pretty tight. Alright, now I got it started. It was so loose that you put the ratchet on it and the nut's just kind of doing this. You can't get the ratchet to action as far as the teeth. And you can't get it to turn enough for it to tighten, for it to start itself. And it's a really tight space, so I got it started. Just gotta run down as much as I can. These these sockets are shallow. So you can only run the nut down as thick as the nut is, and we've got about another 1/4 inch to go, so we're going to have to get a ratcheting wrench on these guys. I literally have 2 fingers on this ratchet. Well, 3 fingers. There's 1 finger pushing on the head of it to keep it on the socket. And there's 2 actuating it. It's starting to cramp up. I can't even have it all the way in. It's got to be like halfway out, and I'm doing stuff like this. So the middle part of my hand is starting to cramp. It's okay. Sorry about the noise, guys. These ratcheting wrenches, they're swivel heads. and you gotta swivel it in order to get it on the net. So it's just kind of smacking the inside of the bed set. Pretty much have it like this, and I'm tightening them like this. The top one at least, because it's such a hard access area. So I do suggest, if you guys are going to do this, just space it out a little bit further from your, I don't know, I guess from the end of the bed here. Just give yourselves a little bit of room, because there's nothing here on the inside of this bed skin. So you honestly have all the room that you want, or that you need, or you would want. Some long studs, guys. These are really long. I'll suggest cutting them down for sure. I just thought it'd be easier to kind of buzz them on real quick, but I didn't factor in I was using Nylocks. So, yeah. Those guys are tight. Check the bottom. One last time. Look at that, you can do it from the outside. You can kind of do it from the outside. Alright, we're good. You're tight. Alright guys, we got a 6-foot steel 3/4 inch pipe here. And then just running a small bolt with a wing nut on the bottom. So this guy fits in there pretty snug, but with that bolt and the wing nut, it's not going to walk up. It's also not going to spin. So we've got stainless steel hooks here, just with Nylocks on the other end, and then we've got stainless steel clasps, and then it's just a steel cap. And that's pretty much it for the flag mount, guys. It's pretty simple, and it's pretty quick. So if you guys wanted to do something like this, then here is a good way to do it simply. And it's mounted mine on the right side. So, alright guys. Alright guys, that's it for this video. As you can see, I got my flag mounted. I'm happy about that. But if you guys like what you're seeing, please click the subscribe button. I'll be documenting all the modifications and respirations for my LMM here, and as much as we can on Greg's LBZ. So again, thank you guys. Be safe and have a good day.